Hey, what's up, Cool Like That peeps? It is me, your Cool Like That Asian, in the house. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hopefully, you guys are doing great out there. I am podcasting and then also maybe putting this video up on YouTube. I think it's important for people to hear the message today. I taking a little break from the stories that I've been telling. I think right now, I told my husband earlier today that it of a comment that I made, not a comment, but something that I said in my last podcast and video, my blooper video, that I was molested as a kid. But I didn't think, of it. And, if people ask, they're not going to get anything from it. But he said, well, you opened the can of worms. People are wondering. But it's okay to not tell your story. But I said, I told them that I didn't, I didn't feel anything after that. As an adult, didn't feel anything. So I didn't feel like it was important for anybody to know. I didn't feel like it's important for stuff to get out like that. But he said, well, you left it open. However, I also said that I'm taking my power back as an adult to tell when it's important, to tell my side of the story at my time. So he understands that. And I'm very grateful for Aiden to kind of be honest with me about that. That to not leave people hanging, but it's important to get my story out. Because nowadays, you go around and start to judge people and you start to think of people as bad people right then and there. But which predatory behavior, it is bad, and I do not condone that. Immediately, I don't condone that. But I think everybody has their story to tell, and it's important for people to understand. Do not judge their lifestyle. Do not judge who they are, But I think it's important for families to see the warning signs. I think it's important for families to know what happens, because nowadays, back in the 90s, we never had, or 90s or 80s and 90s, we never had cell phones this accessible. Nowadays, we have cell phones this accessible, and you're in your bedroom playing games on your phone or watching whatever's on your phone and not paying attention to your kids in the living room, or paying attention to the kids that are in the bedroom. You don't pay attention to that because you're so stuck on this. And we're Americans. We are busy people. So it's understandable to a certain extent, but it's not very cool at the same time, because we're so busy. We don't want to pry our eyes off of our phone, if you know what I mean. So I think it's very important for families to understand that it's that you need to pay attention to the signs that is happening. Believe your kids, especially if they're the type that doesn't lie as often, or they haven't lied, but they're telling you something is happening. Believe them. It's important, So one of these days, I'm going to have my husband come on when he's ready. But I think his story as a kid is very interesting, and he gets to tell who he is, and I think that's when he's ready. He's asked to be on my podcast, so I may have that episode sooner than later to kind of encourage him to tell his side of the story. I told him to get his own podcast because I think his life is very it's interesting, and it hurts, and you feel what he's feeling. So I think it's important that he tells his story at his time. But for me, as a kid, I was about in 8 or 9, maybe 10 at the time. And I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to kind of allude to who it was, but it was at a couple of family gatherings, so here in Hawaii, I don't know if on the mainland they had family gatherings like this, but we had family gatherings whenever we wanted to. So, when family gatherings happened, we have aunts, uncles, cousins, sisters, brothers, whoever, and friends, come and just join in on the party and all of that. It was a busy party, so the risky behavior behind it was kind of interesting, to say the least. But I think at that time, it was more of an experimental phase, I think. And well, not I think, because I know. And this person that it happened to happen, we talked about the situation, and we left it at that. He apologized, and it was a male figure that molested me. And I'm going to say it like it is. So I'm not going to be the type of person that's going to say out who it was. But, let's just say that it's not okay behavior for anybody to do that, especially with a little kid. Okay. So I totally get it. At the time, how did this happen when there's family members? It happens, people. It happens. So whenever you see your kid disappear, wonder where they're at. It would happen on the side of the house, my grandparents' house. It would happen, where the party's happening, it would happen in the bathroom, so it was one of those situations where, that lured me in, and I hate to say lure because I don't know if is that the correct word to use, but that person lured me in, said, I don't remember what was said. It just happens quick. It happens quick. So I don't remember, but, there I am giving this person a BJ and a blowjob and not knowing what was happening, As a kid, you're like, oh, this is new. This is exciting. Oh, this is weird. What's happening here? All those emotions are happening. And, in a way, you feel embarrassed after a while thinking, oh, this just happened. This just happened. What is going on? And as I grew up, those were the situations where I just blacked out or just, grew up and, never thought anything of it. It happened so fast. It happened a couple of times, but I think the risky behavior behind it kind of scared the person off. And I'm glad that probably that was happening. But, as an adult, I kind of thought back about it, and it didn't really affect me as much as it does with other people. And I think it's important for others to understand that and respect it the way it is. And I talked to the person, and the person said, I'm sorry. It was an experimental phase, and, it happened, and, they took responsibility of it. And I forgave the person and said my piece. And I don't think it's okay behavior, but things happened, and it, somebody in my situation may have thought it differently, and it's okay to think that way. So I think there's a chance for people to understand that there's a chance to forgive at the same time. There's a chance to let go of that pain that people feel. Because I don't know if it was pain or if it was just whatever. It just happened so quickly that I didn't know. And maybe if I talk about it with my therapist, and which I did with my older therapists out there, it happened, and I talked to them, and they even said that it's okay to not have the same feelings as other people. So yeah, it happened. I thank God it wasn't booty oofing. Then that might have been a traumatic experience for me. I think, but it didn't happen and didn't get that far. Thank God. I don't know what stopped it, but the thing is, it happened, and I still do not condone predatory behavior. And it's important for mothers and fathers or adult figures to understand the warning signs. I at that age, it's just like, where is your kid? I think if I had kids, I would be like, you sit right here. You sit right next to me. I'm watching you wherever you go. So it's understandable that, the distractions nowadays has heightened a lot of the predatory behaviors, I think. So I think I think people need to be aware of that, and people need to understand that things happen, and you need to take care of it the way you feel it I'm not calling for violence. I'm not calling for stuff to happen, but I'm saying that you need to put that person, nip that in the butt real quick, So I think, that is my story. I might be the most boring person in my life, but yeah, there was things that has happened in my life that made me who I am today. And that this is the first season of CoolikedatAsian Chatter is going to be telling you those experiences and those things that has made me who I am today. So thank you guys for listening. And, I'm going to try to shorten these videos down a little bit, but I love to talk if you guys don't notice. But I will catch you guys all later. It's getting late. So I love you guys. And I'll catch you guys all soon. And I did that kiss for the podcasters. I did that kiss because I'm going to be posting this on my YouTube channel. So go ahead and check it out. Subscribe and, like, find the like button, people. I wish they got rid of the unlike button because one of my episodes, people has thumbed down it and, okay, whatever. I get haters, but whatever. So if you guys want to combat against the unlike, please like this and subscribe. So I'll catch you guys all later. I'll catch you, soon. But this is podcasting and YouTube this week. So bye.